Hi, my name is Adri, and today I'm going to be here talking to you all about the importance of art and nature and how together they form a meaning for the individual. So, to talk about myself a bit, I'm an artist. I've been painting since about the age of 16, but I never really got interested in art until about the age of 15. And prior to that, I was pretty much just honestly like a really stinky child who would just go through the woods and explore them and climb trees and do all types of stuff, exploring the world and having fun with that. And if I wasn't outside, I was inside watching, like Animal Planet or Nat Geo Wild or just all sorts of things based around nature and animals. And as time went on, as I became an artist, it kind of just started developing into my art. At first when I was an artist, I actually did a lot of surrealism. I was painting like dragons and all types of unorthodox things. And as time went on, I kind of just stepped away from that and started creating more of these portraits, as you can see, like with this lion and the mandrill and this penguin. All of these are just great examples of what I love to do now that I've figured it out, at least for this time being. I figured it out, and it really does testify to the human imagination, because you can observe something the way I was observing things on the television or in nature, and gradually recognizing my own human condition within that, and therefore creating the art to stand as a metaphor for parts of my life, really. Like that's just how I see it. You could take that inspiration from nature, apply it to yourself as something that is up for interpretation by other people. I wanted to take a moment to talk about this mandrill here, for example, because it also kind of creates that testimony for applying a story of your life into art. For example, his face, I made look as though it was judgmental, because I know for sure that everyone in their life has felt judged in some way or another, and so I wanted to kind of depict that with the mandrill itself. And the original image, it actually didn't look like this at all. It kind of had more of just like a soulless sort of expression. It did show its teeth and everything, but its eyes and demeanor weren't as such. And so that's kind of my own way of manipulating that image and sort of creating into something that I know can tell its own story. Like the story of it embodying what it means to be judgmental and how it can be interpreted to other people or felt by other people. Like most of my paintings of animals are portraits that have it looking towards you or the audience itself, because I feel as though you have to look into them to really see what sort of expression they're trying to hold. Overall, with all of my paintings, there is this sort of story behind them, where you can see that inside of their eyes they have this intention of see what I'm actually meaning through the expression. And that can also be seen with my Great Canoe. That painting I created when I was more upset or just feeling very fiery, I guess I'll say, and I saw this image of the canoe and I thought I was going to make it look as graceful as it was in the image, but as I was painting it and as I was feeling these emotions, it kind of just went onto the canvas. And I mean, I'm fine with that. I think it's a great way to just express these things and create these stories, like I said, apply them into my own canvas and let others just observe it and get an understanding of my own person, because that's really what it's about too. You really get the chance to understand someone better when you see what they create. And another great thing about it is that there is no limit on the age. There's no limit on your materials, your subjects, your ideas. Like all of that is just so limitless up until you're not really able to anymore. And from my perspective, artists are just the individuals who seize the opportunity to playfully communicate their individual ideas. You could literally do that through dance, through music, through painting, all of these different ways of just depicting your own understanding of our experience, because we all go through different walks of life. And yet again, that just goes back into creating a testimony for our human imagination, because it's just so endless, you know. And with the internet these days, you can really just go off for probably days on end just looking at all these different art forms and different individuals who have created their own way of expressing their thoughts and their ideas. And you know, it can go from, you know, like being very political to being just like idealistic, or you're surrealistic, all sorts of ways of just humans developing themselves and developing ideas as they create their life, or as they're following through with their life. It definitely just goes back into this pattern of observation and application constantly, you know. And I could see that just with everybody, you know, you observe something and then you apply it to whatever. Honestly, I don't really consider art to be, like I said, like it doesn't have a limit, because it just applies everywhere we look. I think it's pretty awesome that we're able to even have that sort of capability to just create on our own, or destroy on our own, however we decide to do it, but as long as it's expressive and not harmful to others. And here are a few ideas actually that I've come across, and I thought, you know, maybe it'd be fun to share with you guys and see what you guys can come up with if you so choose. You know, go out in nature and create these things for yourself. You know, we have like a mandala, and we have like these like rock images here, all sorts of things people can do and just enjoy themselves. You know, there's no age to limit, so bring your kids, bring your grandparents, you know, anybody really, like, or just do it by yourself. There's, like I'm saying, it's just really subjective, and anybody and everybody can do it if they so choose. As of right now, there are a lot of different community art-based projects happening in Camden, and so I thought it would be great to just leave a link down below and, you know, let you guys check that out. You know, there's a Camden New View. There's a project I'm doing right now that's going to be using Phragmites reed to create sculptures around Camden as well. And so I thought, you know, it'd be great for everybody to check that out and learn about the different ways that we can all participate in these sorts of projects, because I think it's very important for everybody to just come together and create something beautiful out of all these, honestly, like, you know, all these very harmful things. Like Phragmites is invasive. The A New View Camden art projects are all based off of littering or illegal dumping, matter of fact. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, there'll be a link. And other than that, thank you for watching. I have a Redbubble if you guys want to check that out. It'll also be linked down below. That's where I sell some of my prints and, you know, custom shirts and everything with my art on it. Bye!